Mm,
Oh, did you hear that?
I did.
Okay. So you know it's being recorded.
Yep.
So back to your fucking 3D printing shit. Fucking so so what kind of material do you have to like buy? What kind of plastic? Is there certain shit?
Yeah. So you
And
buy.
is it as expensive as just going to the store and buying whatever the fucking thing is?
So you buy spools of material. There's different types. There's ABS, PLA, PLA plus, PETG, and so far, I printed a soap dish because I use bar soap. So I fucked around and printed a soap
I
dish,
seen that actually.
and it probably cost me like 25 cents of material to print, and it came out good. Like my brother-in-law was like, "Yeah, this is something you find for like $5 on a store shelf, you know." So saving the cost difference is pretty nice. And a few of the things I've printed, like I printed my girlfriend like a keychain that'd probably be like, a $5-10 little gimmicky Hello Kitty keychain, and that costs like 30 cents.
That's cool. Fuck it, man.
Yeah, I got the 3D printer on sale for $100 instead of 300, so I was like, fuck it, why not? I've wanted one.
A 3D printer. Yeah, like I remember just a few years ago, like, everyone's like, "Oh, you can fucking 3D print shit," and now it's $100 for a 3D printer. I thought it was like expensive. You had to like invest and have like a brain. You can't just
Yeah, I've thought
you
about
know.
once I learn CAD and actually making my own designs, I'm gonna try to make some stuff for our band, like pretty much like little like band logos, but they're something physical you can hold. And I've had somebody else reach out to me and ask if I can 3D print a band logo for them to include as a pre-order bonus with a vinyl they sell.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
well, I'm just envisioning like things that are like illegal, like what type of like fun things that you're not supposed to have, like brass knuckles, but not brass, just like a hard like
Oh,
whatever type of
oh,
plastic. You probably fuck somebody up with that shit.
oh yeah, yeah. Literally anything that'll fit in the area for it to print, you can try to print. And I have found designs for knuckles to be made out of like the hardest plastic material too. I thought they were silly. They had like little spikes on them, which they wouldn't last long, but they would definitely fuck somebody up.
Right? Yeah, it's like a one hitter quitter. Just but toss it after one use. It only costs $1. Who gives a fuck? No.
Yeah, there's a handful of things made to be have illegal fun but destroy after use because you can just make another.
Oh, yeah, right. Because you can just fucking melt it into nothing.
Oh yeah, just
Well, like what though? Like what other type of things? That's the only thing that really comes to my mind.
so one I see a lot of, but I haven't fucked with it all because it's big illegal. Is like suppressors for firearms,
Oh,
silencers.
yeah, for
You
sure.
can 3D print those,
Fuck.
and yeah, a lot of people I guess will 3D print them and use them just for fun and then get rid of them because that's like a big felony if you have one of those unregistered.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you got to have that like
You
fucking
gotta
like
go.
dealer's license and shit?
No, you just have to get a tax stamp from the ATF.
Uh,
I do have a legal suppressor. You have to pay $200 and do a bunch of paperwork, and then they say, okay, you can have it. But a lot of people just 3D print them at home. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know if my printer is good enough to make one, but that's a big thing. I know a lot of people fuck around with, and then they just destroy it.
You're big into guns. I always see you taking pictures, holding guns and shit. I love it.
Yeah. I had to stop buying guns because I'm saving for a house, but I have like 10 or 11, I think.
Fuck.
Keeps me occupied.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you just like to shoot a lot, or you just like to? What do you like to take them apart and look at them? Like, what do you do with with all your guns? You just like to collect them?
Uh, I mean, I do shoot. I probably shoot every weekend, sometimes twice a week. I'm trying to get into different types of match shooting, but I mean, I do love working on them, modifying them. I carry, so
Right.
I'm much more comfortable with one on me.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, man. I mean, a lot of people feel more comfortable with them. You're not the only one.
Except at the sanctuary, if Maxwell listens to this, I would never carry a gun in there.
Never.
Never ever.
uh hey, speaking of, there must have been your gun. I heard a gun fell out into a pit during a Never Ending Game show. Was that you? Is that true? I wasn't at that show, but I heard about that.
No, that wasn't at mine. Yeah, that was probably like a year, 2 years ago, and somebody was moshing, and there's just a fucking gun on the floor.
It's like,
Yeah, it got handed to security real quick, but no, that definitely wasn't mine.
that's fucking funny. Was that I'm a Cold World, a Never Ending Game one?
I
Oh,
I can't remember. That Coldwell show was an amazing free show though.
yeah. Fuck.
Even though they didn't have the original vocalist, I think they had like George
Yeah, from
from
Blacklisted.
yep, from Blacklisted. Yep, that show was phenomenal. I
Yeah,
never
that's
thought I'd see Cold World at the Sanctuary, especially for a free fucking show.
right. Yeah, but Razzle Dazzle played for Negative Approach too, right?
Yep.
Fuck yeah, man. That good old Detroit hardcore. Even though whatever Coldware is like Pennsylvania, but you're in Detroit, so who gives a fuck?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was Cold World was still like one of the best shows I've ever seen though. They've been probably one of my favorite bands since I was in like 8th or 9th grade.
Hell yeah.
So it was just a game changer to see them at my favorite venue.
Yeah, I love the Sanctuary, man. It's a fun, small, compact place where you can just have fun and fucking.
It's come a far way. When it used to be at that old like church on Outer Drive,
Yeah,
that place was fucking fun, but what he's created now is like a very legitimate, nice venue.
legitimate's the word. Yeah, it's not just like some places you can go to. It's just like, oh, they have a fucking half a stage and that's it. Well, he's got a bar. He's got a couple tables, two bathrooms. The air conditioning. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know the last Old Sanctuary show was oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I know it was Terror. Can't remember the other bands. I think Left Behind. I'm drawing a blank. It was in October of like 2018, I think. But he had a TUI show lined up for there too. And after he decided to close the Old Sanctuary, the TUI show got moved to the Ritz. But that show was hot as fuck. And it was like the beginning of October. And during when Terror was playing in that little last room, you would open the door to go out back and you could feel the heat radiating out of the fucking building.
That's the worst, man.
But every show there was fucking perfect.
Hold on, I'm busy. No, but the things are really coming back strong these days, like shows and shit. Fucking, there's so many shows in September. I think there's 3 or 4 shows. You got well, I don't know if you care about Murphy's Law. Do you like Murphy's Law?
I've listened to him for years, but I mean, I never wore one of those like goofy Boston hats, and I'm under the age of 40, so I never got too into them.
No, I'm under 42, but I just love fucking New York hardcore. And well, they're coming. They're gonna be at a Smalls with some other band. I don't even know who the fuck they're. A couple. They're like punk hardcore bands from Detroit. Then, Shattered Realms coming up. You gonna be there?
Yeah, I plan on that one because it was. Oh wait, is this the right one? I just was looking at old Sanctuary shows. I think it was. Oh, I don't think this was right. It says it was Terror, Harm's Way, Backtrack, Year of the Knife, and Candy. No, that was at the new Sanctuary. So I'm thinking of 2017. Damn.
That was a long time ago now.
Yeah, my brain is just like, duh. Yeah, because that was the new Sanctuary. But yeah, that Shattered Realm show is gonna be fucking absolutely insane. I saw Shattered Realm at a floor show in 2019 in Baltimore, and that was fucking sick.
Oh yeah, it gets crazy. Fucking Detroit throws down anyway. But when like the heaviest of the heavy come through, it's just anything can happen.
I'm excited for that. It was pretty cool seeing them in Baltimore, though.
Yeah, was it a festival or something, or you just went out to a show out there?
Yeah, so there was a festival called Mosh Against Addiction, and it's like our Motor City Fest.
Mm-hmm.
It's small. It's not something people really travel for. People will drive from a state or two away. But me and my buddy, a lot of bands we love played it, so we flew out from Michigan, and people were like, "You guys flew out from fucking Flint to see this?" Like, yeah, why not? Even like Sonny from Hate 56. I don't know if uh trying to think. Pretty much, he was just like he was talking to some other people, and they mentioned us, and he was like, "You guys fucking flew down here." He was in disbelief too. Like, I don't know if you listened to 3 Week Old Roses.
No.
Okay, so they're trying to they're not really like heavy hardcore. They're fast, they're upbeat. They have some stuff that reminds me a little bit of like kind of have heart shit.
Okay.
But me and my buddy know a couple of the guys from there, and they were the ones who told Sonny, like, yeah, these guys came down from Flint because they were playing, and then our whole way down we joked about what if Queensway got added to the bill because it's a Baltimore show. And then the night before the show left, Wisdom and Chains had to drop. And I woke him up at like 3 a.m. I'm like, dude, what if Queensway gets put on the bill? Just joking. And we fly down, we land at fucking BWI, we take a train to Washington, D.C. to check out D.C. for the day. And all of a sudden I checked the Facebook group for the show, and Queensway got added last minute. And we're like at the train station, like freaking out, getting ready to head back to Baltimore.
Jumping up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, like people around us have no idea why we're so excited. But seeing Queensway in Baltimore at a floor show was just absolutely nuts. There's a lot of sick bands that weekend though. Like Karma played. That was fucking good.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think who else played. Vamakara, Heavens Die. There's just a lot of heavy ass bands. Internal Bleeding. There's a lot of heavy, yeah, just a lot of heavy ass bands playing this random little festival.
Fuck. Shit, man. How long you been going to shows for? Like, see, because you're out in Flint, and I know, Flint and Detroit shows, like, kind of like, because they're so close. It's not. It's like its own scene out there, or have you always had to come to fucking Detroit? And were you into like?
So when I was young, I started going to like random little shows in Flint when I was in like 8th grade. And then we moved over to a place called Ludington for high school. And that's on the west side of the state. And there ain't shit around Ludington. Like you have Muskegon and Grand Rapids and Traverse City all a couple hours away, which had some shows, but nothing much. So I was like, fuck, my mom's not gonna drive me to a show. She fucking hates me. So when I was like 15, 16, I became good friends with one of my still best friends. His name's Logan, and we started going to shows together because he worked pizza delivery for Mancino's that his mom ran, so he had to have a car. So we started just going to shows, Grand Rapids, Muskegon. We would drive down to Detroit for a show, which was a fucking hike because that was like 4.5 hours each way.
Yeah.
So it was always nice when they're on a school day because we'd leave fucking school at like noon, head down. Like Traverse City used to actually have a pretty active hardcore scene. I don't think they have shows at all anymore. But I think it was like 2011. Trapped Under Ice, Bane, Cruel Hand, and Alpha and Omega played at a place called the Inside Out Gallery up there.
Damn.
And that was fucking sick. Yeah, there was a guy, I'm trying to remember his fucking name. He was an older guy. He gave a lot to Traverse City. I think his name was John. I want to say John McKay, but I don't know if that's right. Trying to see if I can find it.
You're good.
Either way, that guy, he was cool. He was an older dude who was into hardcore and punk his like whole life, so he wanted to give that back through art and music to the community. So it was nice to drive up to Traverse City and see bands up there. There was that's like I'm pretty sure. So Detain was from Grand Rapids, and then like they moved over to Detroit. I'm pretty sure the vocalist from Detain was in a band called Make It Clear back in the earlier 2000s. And I remember listening to that shit in high school, and it was so fucking heavy, and the demos like don't exist anymore, unfortunately. But like that shit was sick as fuck to see in Grand Rapids. Like, there's a lot of good shows though back then that actually went all over the state. Like now you see more shit going to Grand Rapids, like the Pyramid Scheme, Get Stuff. Then there's like you have like Skeletones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But for a while it seemed like everything kind of stopped and just focused on Detroit. Like Flint, we had a venue called Abe's for a hot minute that bands came through. Like there was a small festival, like Reign Supreme played it.
Hell yeah.
It was like a 1 day off festival, but Reign Supreme played it, and that was cool. We have the Machine Shop, which is straight fucking booty ass rock, 5 Finger Death Punch, Banana 101.5 bullshit. Like I remember when the Acacia Strain first played there, people were getting kicked out left and fucking right because these old dudes who, so people go to the Machine Shop every weekend to get drunk. They don't go for the concert. It's a bar to them.
Right, yeah.
So you have all these like 45-year-old wannabe biker dudes in there, like not sure how to react to the Acacia Strain. And all of a sudden they're getting their ass beat by a fucking 18, 19-year-old. And people are getting thrown out left and right. Like I got thrown out like 4 fucking times that night.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Trying to see, they played with what band did they play? They played with a straight hardcore band. I'm trying to think what it was. Oh fuck. Oh man.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. I always like shows where it's like somewhere that like hardcore show shouldn't be. And there's like a regular crowd there. You know, like people who just like go there to drink and shit. And they're like, what the fuck is happening? And they try to stop like whatever they think is violent. And they just get their ass kicked. Like way back in the day, it'd be in like the basement of some bar. There'd be like 30 old dudes upstairs. And they'd think like fights are breaking out and shit, but it's just everybody fucking wilding out, having a good time, and they'd try to throw people out. You're acting too crazy, and then next thing they know,
That happens. It happens at like mixed genre shows in Detroit a lot. Like anytime there's something more hardcore and they play with something that kind of leans more on the side of deathcore,
yeah,
you always have these like angry deathcore kids who like don't know what the fuck to do and they try to start a fight.
yeah, you feel bad for those guys. Like you fucked up.
It was at the Magic Stick years ago, and there was something like that. And this guy we call Onion Head because he has a stupid ass man bun. Tried like picking a fight with one of my friend Logan. He's a small fella. And all of a sudden when he was getting like smacked the fuck up by like 3 people, he like realized like just let people mosh.
Yeah. It's a mind your business, sir.
Born Low was the other band that played at the Acacia Strain that night that people didn't know how to react to.
Okay.
Because people were just straight going the fuck off, and they were like, well, okay, here we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, because Hatebreed used to play there like back in the day when they'd come through either fucking Detroit or they'd go to Flint, I had thought.
Oh, that I saw, it was at the Majestic. I think it was Hatebreed, Dying Fetus, and Code Orange.
Yeah, Code Orange.
And Dying Fetus has been one of my favorite bands since I was young also. And when they played fucking Kill Your Mother, Rape Your Dog, I knocked this dude out. Because like that song on me is just absolutely heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I just started moshing and all these like people just push pitting were like, dude, fuck this kid. But I was like, I don't care. Like this shit to me is absolutely chaos. That's and Hatebreed has a mix of both. Like you have people going off and you have all these like older biker metal militia monster chugging dudes who fucking got into they got into fucking Hatebreed through like MX versus ATV. Yeah, they're fucking bandana on and shit.
yeah, that's always how it is for Hatebreed shows, as long as I remember, since I think 2004 is the first time I see them, but they've been around fucking 96 or whatever, and that's always like Ozfest shows and shit, you know.
I miss Ozfest.
This is the wrong crowd, but yeah, that Dying Fetus show. I took my son to that one. Yeah, I think he was fucking 10 or 11 at the time. so we stood in the back though. How they had that little raised platform, like way in the back by the stairs that go down to the bar at the Majestic.
Yep.
And he said Code Orange was his favorite band out of the night. But it's funny because when Dying Fetus played, he's like, kill your mother, rape your dog. And my son just looked at me like did I hear that right?
And I was literally waiting like all night for that one fucking song.
Uh,
I know I've always loved Dying Fetus, and I remember being in high school, like, you guys gotta check out this band. And I would fucking tell them about the band. They're like, dude, what the fuck is this? Or I'd show them like early Dying Fetus, like the song like Your Blood Is My Wine,
oh yeah,
like one of the earliest songs. And it has like the most like rudimentary, like goofy drumming because I'm pretty sure John, the vocalist, played the drums on that. And it's like not good, but it's heavy as fuck.
yeah. There's only 3 people in that band too, right?
Yep. It's kind of revolving. The vocalist and guitarist now John is the only original member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've gone through quite a few lineup changes. A lot of those death metal bands they'll have two like Nile.
Okay.
They all
Yeah.
just are kind of like, okay, well this person's burnt out. Let's find somebody else talented.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't know the history of any like fucking like metal bands or death metal bands like that. I was just like in like punk, like into hardcore. I never gave a fuck. I never transitioned like through metal to hardcore. It was like punk to hardcore. Like I don't care about like when Kill Switch Engage and shit like that was it cool to listen to, I guess. And like my friends like Slayer. I never even like fucking Slayer that much. Or like, but it's good. I'm like,
I grew up listening to a lot of Slayer. I've seen them probably like 5 or 6 times, and
yeah.
every time it's fucking great. And I understand to a degree Slayer fucking sucks,
No, they don't. They have a
but
lot of
I
talent. They
love.
play fast. It's good, and I
Okay,
appreciate it. But
Kerry King cannot remember a single solo he played in the 80s from how high he was, though. Every time I've seen him live, he plays the solos different. But
oh no shit.
oh, yeah, but they're crushing as fuck. I saw them in Chicago like 2014, and they played Rain and Blood in its entirety.
That'd be
And
a fucking party.
that was insane. They played a few songs like, okay, now here's what you fucking came for. And they just played Rain and Blood from front to back, no start or like no stops, no pauses, just the whole fucking album. Like it was like raining out and they had their fog machines going and it was like a hurricane. It was it was good. It was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be an experience though too. Like the fog and the rain and just
Riot Fest is
crazy
a
ass
weird one.
music.
And one day I saw the Wu-Tang Clan, Primus, Slayer, and Weezer. Like
That sounds like fun.
a really sporadic lineup. But I caught some of the Cure because Weezer got boring.
Weezer got boring. Yeah, I can believe that shit. But man, so before hardcore, because you can't really just find hardcore. What were you listening to? Was it metal? There was no punk or nothing like that. Like because I listened to like Dropkick Murphys and the Casualties, like that dirty street punk shit.
So growing up, my dad listened to a lot of like old heavy stuff, and then so growing up, the absolute be all end all band in my family was Black Sabbath. Like I still love Sabbath more than anything. Like their self-titled album is revolutionary. It did like we wouldn't have doom metal if it wasn't for that because Candlemass took that and evolved it into doom metal. But he also listened to a lot of death metal like shit and like a little bit of Hatebreed and stuff. So I listened to that, and then it kind of transitioned into like there's some like watered down punk, like shit like Rancid,
Right.
like fucking like Baby's first punk band, like Sum 41, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of transitioned to more straight death metal, and then like I found like that first and second wave of deathcore, like shit like Animosity,
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
and
had in my head.
I always appreciate the first few generations of deathcore. They took kind of that basic deathcore sound and they took a genre defining sound and mixed them. Like Winds of Plague did it kind of with like a black metal atmospheric sound. Despised Icon took like slam and mixed it in. Whitechapel and fucking I always called Oceano Blackchapel because they reminded me of Whitechapel but with a black vocalist. But they took more like technical death metal, mixed it in, and Suicide Silence just went straight pretty much crazy. But after that, I got kind of lost it. Like a lot of those bands, their first album I listened to, but their second and third albums, I was like over it by then. I was like 16. I was like, whatever. I still think one of the best bands of that genre overlooked is See You Next Tuesday.
See you
Like,
next Tuesday.
oh yeah, Parasite I think is a perfect album from start to finish. Like Before I Die, I'm gonna fuck me a fish. Like that song is fucking insane, and they just were underappreciated for what they were.
They were like, dude, that's such a weird era. Like all those bands you listed, like I don't know if you said A Job for a Cowboy or not, but
I didn't, but
yeah,
they were really young when they did Doom. And
yeah.
that's the most impressive part is they took a very new sound and they kind of added their own thing to it. And they were all like fucking 16, 17 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they became a joke because everybody's like, they became a very entry band to that. They're like, oh, if you think you listen to heavy shit, you listen to Job for a Cowboy. And they became a joke. But I mean, for what they did, they were talented young guys and they ended up fleshing out their sound to something completely different and heavy as fuck. Kind of like AOAA. I don't know if you ever listened to you. They had that song like "Welcome to Sludge City" with the fucking call out, "When I'm done with you, you won't have a cunt left."
Oh
And then
my
all
God.
and then all these like ignorant ass fucking breathes and inhales, and
Uh,
it was bad. It was awful, but it was loved. And then after that, they kind of realized, okay, we got to play something better. So they moved on to more death metal, kind of how Job for a Cowboy did, because they realized they weren't going to be able to ride the hype forever, and not
no.
everybody was 16 anymore. But I remember being young and being like, I love that line, like when I'm done with you, you won't have a cunt left, and then it's just like Breeze, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick.
Oh, that shit was so weird for like a few years. That fucking like the pig squeals and whatever the fuck that noise is, the breeze.
That's Despised Icon did it really well though.
Fuck man, did that band have two singers?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure back in the day for a minute they had a female vocalist too.
Fuck man. Yeah, that
Despised
shit.
Icon's been around for a long time. A lot of those bands they'll have too, like Acacia Strain's been around since like 2001 or 2002,
Yeah.
and they used to have like fucking 3, 4 guitarists.
Fuck. Yeah. But it was like weird to watch that shit happen because it was all like brand new. There's really nothing before that. Like hearing those sounds come out of like the singers. It wasn't, that didn't happen in the 90s. Yeah. Like the weird noises, as far as I know anyway, unless it's like anal cunt and stuff like that.
Yeah, fucking. I think the whole MySpace music really helped that shit though, because I used to listen to a lot of bad music on MySpace. Like I loved all of that shitty, awful music. It was all like that electronic grindcore
Mm-hmm.
shit, and it was so bad. But I was like, dude, this is fucking sick. Nobody else knows this shit. It's so cool. And it's like, by the
Oh,
time I was like
you're so
17,
right too.
I was like, why did I ever listen to this? Like,
Ah,
they're all from like Germany and had the stupidest names. Like there was one called like "My Mouth is Full of Drop Kicking Astronauts,"
what the fuck?
and it was all like video game samples and like slam riffs, and it was like so bad. It was all so bad. It was all produced by some like fucking lonely 19-year-old guy overseas.
Just went
There's one
to
that's called like "This Ain't Your Grandpa's Shotgun."
uh, this ain't your grandpa. Let me ask you, how old are you? Because I know you're, yeah. What are
I'm
you about?
29.
All right, 20. I was gonna say like 30, 31. I didn't know, but
Yeah, I'll be 30 December 18th this year, unfortunately. I'll be
right,
very old.
yeah. I just turned 34 last week, so we're right there.
Right there. Oh, sorry, it was called "This Ain't Your Grandpa's Rifle," not your shotgun. Yeah, "This Ain't
Uh,
Your Grandpa's Rifle." And I only listened to them because some like older girl sent me their music and she's like, "This shit's cool." And I was like, "Yeah, it's super cool. I love it." And I'm like, "What the fuck am I listening to?"
like, fuck, man. I'll tell you what's even weirder. What's Brendan over and out recordings? How he was telling me about some electronic music when he did this fucking podcast. I forgot what it was called, but he said that band or whatever. It's not even a band. It's just fucking noise. It's white noise. It played at the sanctuary. Like they got that band to come. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about by any chance?
I'm not sure, but I did
Oh
listen
my.
to some noise for a while. It's the closest thing I've ever listened to constantly that some people consider noise is The Locust. But The
Okay.
Locust is talented as fuck.
So I don't know if it was that, but it wasn't. It was like you turn your TV on and went. Shh.
Yeah. So the bassist for my band, he's musically talented. He's been fucking off music since he was like 14 or some shit. He started off mostly doing like rap, more of that kind of labeled SoundCloud style. But he's moved on, and right now he has like a noise kind of grind project. He has like 7 different projects going on at any given time. Lucky he cares enough to play bass for us, but he has a band called like Awaiting Abyss, and it's like him with like a bunch of synth and pedals and shit, like screaming and fucking with it. And then like his buddy plays the drums, and people love him though. They've played a handful of shows already.
What's the name of them again?
Awaiting Abyss.
I just gotta put it here so I can fucking listen to some weird shit that I'm normally close-minded to. Like, I don't take shit like any suggestions. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. You
Well,
know?
yeah, no, that's how I was for years too.
Nope, not for me. Don't care. You know. That's how I am with a lot of shit still. Even a lot of like the newer hardcore bands, like the other day, that fucking Magnitude of One Step Closer. I never listened to One Step Closer. I have no idea who they are. So
One Step Closer rules. It's not something you're gonna mosh to. It's more of enjoying the show. There's your two step, which I can't two step because I'm a fat fuck and all I know is hitting people. Like every time I try to two step, I just end up moshing on people. And I'm like, I'm just ruining other people's fun at this point. Like I'm just gonna stop.
I've heard
It's a lot of like crowd sing-alongs. Yeah, I love One Step Closer though, and they ripped. They sounded so good live. And Magnitude that's for the fucking straight edge. Like that shit was great. That's like my second or third time seeing them, and they're so good every time. And of course, you got Big Deal.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
Big Deal is so good. I was like 10 minutes late. I was worried I was gonna miss like most of their set because a 15-minute set goes quick. And we get in there, their drummer Jake is like, "Yeah, we just played a song or two, and all of a sudden I see you pop up and just start fucking smashing on people." I'm like, as soon as I paid, I just got up in there. I was like, "Yes, here we go."
Just ran right to it.
Oh yeah, I love Big Deal. And
Yeah,
then Buggin' from Chicago killed it. I don't know if you listen to them.
nope.
They're fucking great. They're so good. They have some heavy parts, but it's really upbeat. It's fast. Her vocals are top fucking notch.
Oh, that's cool. Chick singer. I love it.
Oh, they were good. They were really good live though. Like they sound exactly how they did on their recordings live. It was my first time seeing them.
I never even listened to it, but I've seen the name around like a lot. Like I just never got around to it, you know. I'm busy listening to fucking Death Threat and Under the Knife.
Death Threat's always a good one.
I watch the same Hate 56 videos like over and over again. Like it's like Death Threat and Blood for Blood and like Shattered Realm. I'm just sitting in my living room. My kids and wife are like, like, didn't you watch that one like yesterday? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
What's wrong? Like, what, you don't like this? It's fun. On my 70-inch fucking TV, got people running around fucking each other up. They're like, again, the same songs. Like they all know the songs by now, just because I watch it so much.
I am excited for that Shattered Realm show. There's quite a few good shows in September. I know Annie Up is playing September 18th.
Yeah, with Death in Custody, they're doing a reunion. They probably ended before you even came back to Detroit hardcore shows.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
I never listened to them.
Yeah, they've done shows here and there. I was talking to Ralph, the singer. He said they never officially broke up. They just all started like side projects. I don't know. Fucking what is Ralph's other band? You know Black Ralph? Or no?
I don't think so.
No, he's an old dude. He's like 45. And he could be 50. Yeah, so he's in a band called Stacked Deck. They're like punk. They're like CTYC guys, I think. So a different fucking crew, you know,
right?
Or a different group of hardcore people. But it's more like punk, like agnostic front type shit. You know, not too heavy, but it's fast. Not really breakdowns or too many breakdowns. You know,
right?
But they were just around earlier.
I'm excited for September. Our first show's in September.
Yeah. You played out in Kalamazoo, right?
Yeah, it's a fucking hike. It's like 2 hours.
It is. And we haven't even got to it yet, but for your band, Under the Knife, you are the vocalist for them. Ooh, and you're so scary.
I just like to have fun, and it cracks me up. Like the other night at the show, these random people are like, "Hell yeah, bro, keep it up. I like what you do out there." And I'm like, I'm just having fun, man. Like
Right.
one guy's like, "I respect you trying to bring hammer fisting back." I'm like, I'm just doing my own fucking thing. Like anybody can go out there and punch people. Like that's a couple of years ago. Face Wreck played Detroit, and fucking AJ from Face Wreck was like, "Man, I hope you know all these people you're beating on. Fucking young Santa Claus out here handing out those hands early." And I'm like, I don't even hit people that hard. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. I mean, shit happens. Just having a good old time. That's the way it is. But it is funny when people are like, "Yo, I respect it." It's like, bro, you hit hard. I'm like,
It just cracks me up. Like I love it. It's better than people getting angry, I guess.
right. Yeah, well, I just don't want to talk about it. I'm just having fun. I don't want to talk about the fun I'm having. And it was funny though, because at that fucking never ending game show, this dude like called like me like a jock. He's like, "You're like a jock though, right?" I was like, "A jock?" I was
It's
like, I was like, "What's a jock like today?" Because I thought it was like a football player, like somebody athletic and cool. Like I'm so far from that.
I've seen a handful of new faces at the last few shows though, so that's good. I like seeing that.
Yeah, yeah. The thing about now is it seems so much more welcoming. It's not like it's like sure you gotta like earn your place and like keep coming to shows and like you'll eventually come and make friends if you're coming alone, which is cool. But it seemed like if I was like back then, everybody was so mad at each other. It was like there's gonna be a fight every fucking time. Like someone's gonna get their ass
That
beat.
Yeah, when I was younger going to shows, me and my friend Logan, we weren't very social with people. Like we knew each other from passing and like, oh, I've seen you at shows, but
Mhm.
coming from Ludington, like it was hard to make friends with Detroit people.
Mhm.
And then I moved to Chicago for a couple years, and I knew nobody out in Chicago at all, at all, literally nobody but my girlfriend at the time, who I moved out there with, and she didn't go to shows. She didn't fucking do shit but sit at the apartment. So I was like alone. So I had to learn to be social and make friends. So then I moved back to Detroit. I was like, fuck it, dude. Everybody's my friend. If you ain't my friend, fuck you. And it was a lot easier to make friends when I started coming back to Detroit shows in like early 2015.
Nice, man.
So I was like,
Yeah,
well, I know how to be social now, I guess. So
sure. Yeah, yeah. That's always been like my problem too. It's like I don't want to have to talk to people. It's not that fun, Like meeting new people is fucking weird. So it'd be it was hard like coming back to shows and like 'cause I took a couple years off and like coming back like a lot of the people I went to shows with, were doing their own thing in life and whatever here and there and it's like fuck, it's just a bunch of young people now and I'm standing here like a nerd.
most of those young people are pretty cool, though.
Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm sure that like they all feel the same way too, though. You're kind of alone in a crowd, but yeah, then you're there with 15 people that you met over the past couple of years, and it's like home. Did you die?
Oh no, I was just looking up that fucking This Ain't Your Grandpa's demo to see how bad it was.
Oh,
It was stuck in my head, and I started listening to it, and it's a horrible.
just as bad.
Oh God, I can't believe I listened to that shit when I was like 14, 15.
I'm
Like, it's the worst like digitally produced drums I've ever heard in my fucking life.
gonna have to check it out. Laugh a little.
So you cringe a little too.
Oh yeah.
But no, that's a couple of the bands we're playing with in Kalamazoo, are they're brand new bands too.
Oh no
So I'm
shit.
excited. Yeah. Yeah, we formed March of 2020. We actually formed excuse me. We play a house show. And the house show got canceled because of COVID. And we're like, okay, let's just keep doing shit along. And then we got offered to open up uh Motor City Fest. We were gonna be the first band to play Motor City Fest. And it looked like it was gonna happen. And then like a week before it got canceled because COVID spiked again. So we really just kept doing our thing. We recorded a demo the summer 2020, released it. It sounds like fucking garbage, but people liked it. It made Filled with Hate Records from Germany want to pick us up, which blows my mind. And then December of last year, we went down to Northwest Indiana. We recorded with Colin St. Mary of 19 Stars Recording for our EP Violence for Violence. Then we released that like mid-January. And then I was checking my spam filter messages on our band Facebook, and I noticed Filled with Hate Records sent me a message like 4 months ago about wanting to release our demo on a CD. And I messaged him back like, I never saw this, but we just dropped an EP. So we did a side by side where it's our demo and our EP on one disc. And those are actually on the way right now to America.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so pretty much he got like a certain amount printed, and we keep all the rights to our music. So what he does is he keeps a handful of them for him to sell through his distro store, and he sends us a certain amount of copies for us to sell. So
Nice.
yeah, so I already have people who've bought it from him, which okay, man. I mean, I know they're just trying to support us, but they gotta wait for shipping from Germany. But right now we're waiting on a box of ours to get here from Germany to have it shows and shit. But it's just crazy that a record label that has had so many pretty good heavy bands on it was like, hey, we're gonna release your shit.
Yeah, man. That's especially from fucking Germany. I love how, it's pretty easy to make like a global connection like through hardcore. It's like everybody's pretty much like down to, either hear new shit or talk about new shit, and it's fucking amazing. It's like, oh yeah, I can just talk to somebody from fucking Germany or fucking Poland or, even it's weird the places like even like a podcast can reach, whether it's like one or two downloads. It's like who's in fucking Singapore? Like what's happening? I mean, it could be like a whatever, like a VPN, but ooh, it's weird.
I know what you're saying. Though. That's kind of how we felt when our Bandcamp started to get a lot of hits from like Belgium
Fuck
and
yeah.
Germany and shit. I like never expected that, and then like we found people like put our EP and our demos up on YouTube, and they had like 4,000 views and comments, and we're like, people are listening to this shit.
You didn't even know. Yeah.
Like, no way. Like that's pretty fucking cool. And then seeing people like get excited about our stuff being released through FWH is pretty cool. Like I actually just looked at their website for the first time. It's pretty cool to see my band up under like new and top products, seeing like our fucking CD.
Yeah.
Seeing like a photo my friend Travis took because we used his for his photography. He does like all of our band photography for us.
Yeah.
And that photo of that Avenger covered in blood he took up at a party store where a guy got beat with a baseball bat right by his house.
Oh no shit. So that was like a real scene. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's not staged at all. It's a photo he went up and took. Yeah, that crime tape, the blood on the car. That was
That
some
shit
real
was.
shit.
That's a hard ass photo. I like it.
Oh yeah, that's a few people are like, oh man, that was a cool photo, and I tell them it's real and it was taken a couple years ago, and I just wanted to use it. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. And I always gotta plug his work, Cryptic Filth on Instagram. He's
I'm looking at it
probably
right now.
he's one of the best photographers in Genesee County.
It actually shows up.
He does a lot of music videos. He does a lot of street photography. He used to do a lot of
There you go.
urbexes and abandoned building stuff, but he's kind of moved that and really created his own style.
That's fun knowing that that's real now. I for sure thought it was like your car, and you just did that yourself, like took the picture yourself.
Oh yeah, I know that's people's reaction. Nope, he lives right in the heart of Flint, so
No shit.
right place, right time. Like he has a lot of cool like photography of fires because right where he lives, there's a lot of arson.
Yeah. Fuck man. Do you live in Flint right now?
I live right outside of Flint now.
Okay. Fuck
Yep.
crazy out there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, where I grew up in Flint and the parts of Flint I spent a lot of time, and I don't think they're bad, honestly. It's kind of that like, don't be a piece of shit, mind your own, and you're fine.
Right. Yeah.
but a lot of people just look at the reputation Flint has and they get scared.
Yeah, but when you hear like Flint's been in the news for so fucking long because like the water shit. So when people think of Flint, they just think like
Oh
the
yeah.
worst of the worst. But if you've ever been down any street in Detroit, you know it's
Oh yeah,
whatever.
that's
It's
where
abandoned
the
houses and fucking long grass. Mind your business.
where the old sanctuary was. People's cars get broken into.
Oh yeah,
I know a girl got her car stolen after like the last Expire show.
fuck,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got like pulled out of her car and
damn,
fucking like thrown out on the ground, and they took off in her shit.
well, that's
That
not
was that
surprising.
yeah, that was unfortunate. But Max always told people after a show, he's like, don't linger in the neighborhood, like between sets, like hang out here or in the back, because he had a fenced like back area.
Yeah,
He's like, you don't need to be hanging out. Like, don't be some little fucking like white suburbanite taking pictures in the abandoned homes just for fucking internet clout.
yeah,
Because he doesn't want to be responsible for what happens to you. Because even those neighborhoods do look deteriorated, there is still people that live there and they still want their area to be respected.
yeah,
And
fuck yeah,
that's the thing a lot of people forget about these areas, especially in the Rust Belt, is even if it looks decayed, even if half the block's burnt out, there's probably still some people there that have lived there for most of their life and that's still their home. It's not a tourist attraction.
yeah. Well, even you know, even in the Brightmoor area, like on the west side of Detroit, like Schoolcraft and like whatever, a fucking 96 Schoolcraft and in Greenfield or fucking Evergreen. Like ooh, a lot of people will dump like their garbage and tires there. Like it's been on the news. Like you see like piles and piles of tires, and there are two houses on the block. The rest of them are fucking abandoned or whatever, burnt down. And it's people on the news. They're like, "No, we still live here. Like, stop dumping your shit." It's like so the city won't come fucking take care of these houses. It's like I live here, so stop
Oh
dumping.
yeah.
It's a shame, but
There's spots like that in Flint, especially around like some of the abandoned schools. People are just like, uh, they're like, yep, pretty much this area is a dumping area. Like behind the school, there's like, fuck it.
yeah, yeah. Because I used to fucking drive a truck around Detroit a bunch. Like I'd have to go down like these alleys, like what is like it's like boats. It's like a boat sitting in an alley, like just off a trailer, or like tires just filling the entire road, or just fucking piles and piles of trash. Like, how did this happen? Who the fuck did this? It's just because they don't want to pay to do whatever with it the right way, so they just go dump it over here. Now my fucking semi truck is like stuck in an alley because I can't back out. you know?
That's fucking fucked. So
Yeah.
you drive trucks?
Yeah, I have fucking 10 years now. 18 wheeler, baby.
Drive truck?
You drive a truck, you said?
No, I had an old boss and he like talked like Kevin from The Office. He talked about his old job. He's like, yeah, I used to drive truck. I'm like, oh, you used to drive a truck? He's like, no, I drive truck. I'm like, okay.
Drive truck.
So I just always make fun of him at work by saying that shit. Drive
Uh,
truck?
that's funny as fuck.
No, I do low voltage electrical and technology installation.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's okay. Summer's been hell. 60-hour weeks nonstop, just trying to
Yeah.
get these schools ready for the little bastards to come back.
Oh, yeah. So that means you're not in a cool air conditioning building most of the time.
Luckily, um, some of the schools we've been working in down in Novi do have their AC cranking.
Okay, yeah. Well, for Novi, they have AC. Over here in Lincoln Park, the schools don't even have air conditioning. Hot as fuck.
It's a lot of the schools I work in do not, but no, Novi's a nice little place, I guess. So they have their AC going, so it wasn't too bad. But those 12-hour days just trying to get it done, get it done. The kids are coming back next week. It's like, holy fuck, okay.
Fuck, man. Yeah. Uh, fucking back. Back before I drove a truck. Well, I was in between jobs. I got fired from one job and couldn't find another one right away. So I was doing some other bullshit work, and it was a moving It's like Corrigan. You ever heard of that company? It's Corrigan Moving Systems. They
Yep.
move like houses and companies. Well, what they were doing is they were storing trailers at this fucking school in Detroit, on 8 Mile in Van Dyke, which is kind of a shitty area. 8 miles not too bad, like 6 miles worse. But it was at the school where they had these trailers full of like the chairs and desks. This was fucking bitch work I was doing for like fucking like $13 an hour, and like all we were doing is bringing in like boxes of books and desks and tables from the trailers outside, like up like 3 flights of stairs for fucking 10 hours a day. And the school's like 120 degrees. It was the shittiest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, all those people were doing that yesterday at the school. Like a lot of the big company now I see at most schools, it's called like Mayflower.
Yeah, exactly. Same shit.
Yeah. They like worked for like 2 hours and they're like outside sleeping on cardboard and removing blankets. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, that gives me PTSD. Those little carts with the 4 wheels on it, those little moving buggies, little dollies. Ugh.
That's why I was worried I wouldn't even make. I knew I wouldn't make the knock loose shows with Gate Creeper and 200 stab wounds and Year the Knife Replace Life's Question. I knew I wouldn't make those.
Mhm.
But on Thursday, I was like, I need to be out before like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Like, and I got home and I literally changed clothes and just drove right back to Detroit after getting home from Novi. And
Fuck. Damn. So you went
still,
from Novi like back to almost Flint and back to Detroit?
yeah, yeah,
Wow. So how
yeah.
far? What's an hour and 20 minutes probably from fucking Novi, huh?
From Flint to Novi in the work van going fast enough, it's like a 50-minute drive, 55 minutes.
Fuck.
Depending on traffic, because 23 is a shit show normally, especially Thursday and Friday before Labor Day, because everybody from the Detroit suburbs is fucking, they got their 4-day weekend, so they all have their campers and their toys, and
Oh yeah.
they're heading up north for
Fucking
one
up the
last summer.
roads. Yeah.
Yeah, one last summer hurrah.
Yeah.
But I still made that show on Thursday, so that was nice. I missed it bad. That and the Never Ending Game show have been a nice welcome back.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. That did you see the never ending game video on Hate 56 yet?
So I'm a Patreon supporter.
Nice.
So
Oh,
I
you seen it a
did
while ago.
I watched his early cut and I was just waiting for the final cut. So I have not watched the full thing, but I did watch like all the early set edits when he did them,
Oh, yeah.
when they came across my feed.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, if you look at the voting, fucking Let It Die's up there, but I think it'll still be before September, or even like Big Deal. They should be out pretty soon, huh? And they got a lot
That
of
Let It
votes on
Die
it.
set was sick. I remember when I was out in the parking lot talking to Jeff. He's like, "So we're doing a secret set." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we're doing a secret set. Like nobody knows. Don't say shit." And I was like, and then like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this band is playing next." I'm like, "No, they ain't." They're like, "Yeah, they're going." I'm like, "No, they ain't. Just wait." And then you can see there's a lot of people in the room who didn't know who Let It Die was.
Yeah. Well,
And when those older dudes just started going wild, they were like, "Oh God, what the fuck's happening?" Like,
it was so pretty. It's so beautiful, dude. Fucking like the Let It Die shows used to be the craziest shit. So were you even in the area then, or were you in like fucking
little too,
Ludington?
little too young. Yeah, I never really saw Let It Die. That's
Okay.
why I was thankful Jeff reached out to me and wanted Under the Knife to play that show.
Yeah, that's super cool that that he asked you guys to do it. Like,
We were on more people's radar than we expected. Like Scoped Exposure
mm-hmm.
put us on like their like shit to listen to in like in January and like on their big playlist, and like a few other like podcast or Instagram pages like put us up there, and we're like, I'd be like, how do you know about us? He's like, oh well, I found you guys last summer and I was waiting for you guys to drop more music. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. Like we're in our own little bubble here in Flint, really. Like there's no other hardcore bands. There's no shows. We practice above a place called the Local, but we refuse to play there because they have a super strict no moshing policy.
Ugh.
And the guy who like manages it wants us to play there, but I told him if we play there and I have some Detroit bands come up, it's gonna happen. Like,
Where you can't stop. You're gonna have to fucking unplug the whole shit.
Yeah, that's when he's like, well, I guess you just can't play there. I'm like, well, yeah, we don't want to play there because, like, no offense, but the whole no moshing policy is stupid as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, he's probably losing money by that not happening. But oh well, sucks for him.
That's we're playing with Ground War in Kalamazoo.
Fuck yeah.
And Marcos was like, do those kids in Kalamazoo know what's even coming for them? Like, do they know? Like, I've never been to a show in fucking Kalamazoo.
Right? Is there a scene out there? So it's like Kalamazoo. That
The only
is
band I know from
94.
there, yeah, the only band I know from there is the band headlining who put us on is Guardrail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, like, you'll have some like Grand Rapids and Muskegon people make the drive down.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, Grand Rapids has like Prison Suicide and some other bands.
Mm.
So there is something over there.
Yeah, the dude from fucking Neverending Game lives there, right? Will, or the
Oh, does he live
guitarist.
over on that side of the state?
Yeah. I think he's from fucking Grand Rapids because he was in Detained too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Bitter Truth. That's the other band I was thinking of. The Bitter Truth from Grand Rapids.
Okay, fuck yeah, I like that band. Bitter Truth is sick.
Yeah, they I just saw they played in like Gary, Indiana with a bunch of sick ass bands. That's a pretty cool fucking thing to be able to put on. Being on that side of the state, you can drive down to the Gary, Indiana, Chicago area, not have it be too crazy.
Yeah, not too far out of the way either. You know, a couple hour driving shit for some good times.
Oh man. I just saw FYA is completely sold out, no additional tickets this year.
Yeah, man, it was sold out in like 30 minutes yesterday.
I mean, people will end up always selling their tickets, but it's one of those lineups so insane everybody's gonna buy a ticket right away.
Yeah, just
Even
to
if
be.
they yeah, even if they can't make it, it's like they still want it.
Yeah, that one show that fucking Christmas whatever, the holiday jam or whatever's in uh
Oh, December.
yeah, December 11th, Reading, Pennsylvania. That one of the four bands announced so far. I mean, I don't really care for youth of today, but I respect them. You know, appreciate whatever type of shit they did. But fucking E Town Concrete, Death Threat, and who's the other band?
I don't remember, but E Town, they're on a FYA also.
Yeah, I know. That's fucking great for them. I'm glad they're doing it. So you guys don't have fucking much out in the past like, year and a half. You guys gonna put out more shit soon?
Yeah, so we put out 3 songs on our demo like last July, and then this January we put out 3 songs for an EP, 2 new and 1 re-recorded, I believe. And right now we're like, so we didn't want to drive to Indiana for a single. So we recorded with the guy who runs the practice space we practice at. And he's never done anything really heavy or hardcore. So we had some issues with the mixing and mastering. So we got the stems from him, and our guitarist Andre, who's probably the most musically inclined guy in our whole band, has been working on it to get it to sound as good as possible. So we're getting ready to actually start throwing out some promos and teasers for a single coming out called Chains of Addiction.
Nice, man.
I've been working with Andre to really like solidify our sound past just like open breakdowns and like just tough guy heavy shit. Like actually having more substance, more real content, just more structure in general. And this song is like our first step in that direction. But it should be, honestly, I'll probably start posting some shit about it tomorrow. We're just waiting to find a picture from our buddy Travis to use as our release art. It's pretty good. I'll send you it later.
Cool, man.
So you can like give it a listen to. It's a lot different in a good way than most of our other stuff. Has way more structure, way more content. We're excited to play it live. We've been practicing the fuck out of it since we wrote it. We
Nice.
probably have like 4 to 6 songs that we play that we have no recording of yet. because we're just constantly, we try to like add a new song like every month or two to what we got going on. We always have like 3 songs like kicking around in our Google Drive because my buddy Andre, he works from home. So he's constantly just, when he's not taking a call or working on some programming shit for work, because he works for Apple, he's just playing his guitar, writing riffs. And then he'll like program drums over it and throw it in our Google Drive for our band and be like, okay, everybody listen to this. Tell me what you think.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's, I mean, it's so easy now. Well, I mean, for people who know what they're doing to just fuck around with recordings while doing work and being able to fucking multitask and to be at your fingertips to fucking create your own music is so crazy. Rather than like a giant ass studio with expensive ass equipment, which he might have, but
Oh no, he just has some basic stuff, but it's nice. But for our next EP, we're definitely going back down to Indiana to record with Colin because he made our EP sound great. There's a difference between our single and our EP sound quality, but we just, we took a risk, tried to stay local. It is what it is.
it's all good, man. Are you guys all straight edge, the whole band?
Oh fuck no.
No,
So
I thought you
no,
guys
I
were.
I I spent a lot of years just being a dumbass, smoking and drinking heavily. Um, when I lived in Chicago, I actually put myself through a 30-day inpatient detox program for alcohol. And I quit drinking, and then I started drinking again, like 2018. And I was like, I can drink a little, I'll be fine. And I'd get home from work and drink like 4 tall boys in like an hour,
Damn.
and that's like 8 beers, which adds up. And 2019, I finally realized just to be a better me, I had to quit and be sober. Like smoking weed wasn't good for me. Cigarettes weren't good for me. I just wasn't being productive as a human. So I just said, fuck yeah, I've been around straight edge forever. It's something that'll, even if I feel like I'm going to be a weak bitch and want to fuck around with something else, that's something that keeps me in line. So I decided, uh, after 3 months of stone cold sobriety, I stayed strong enough being sober that I was like, okay, I'm straight edge. And then my brother-in-law, he also gave up drinking because he realized it was counterproductive to him being the best human he could be. So I finally told him, like, dude, you don't drink, you're strong-willed, like, why don't you should probably, you do it too. And he made the claim to be straight edge. But no, our guitarist, our other guitarist DJ, he's not edge. And yeah, nobody else is. There isn't too many people honestly in the Flint area that are. A lot of people that were. Everybody seems to enjoy their.
There's a lot of people that were. Ooh.
And no, just
If
a
you're
lot.
not now, you never were. Fuck you.
No, there's just that whole like influx. A lot of people claim it when they're 15, 16,
Yeah.
and then when they hit like 21 and they can legally drink, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, lots. It seems more than not that's actually the most common pattern, it seems.
but when I was younger, I was like, watching these straight edge dudes like be militant straight edge, fucking beating the shit out of people. Courage Crew,
Mm-hmm.
like shit like that. I was like, these guys are wild. Then I got older and I realized like, okay, maybe this is the best choice for me personally. Like I only give shit to some people like Marcos from Ground War, he was straight edge and he broke. So me and Brendan
Ooh.
always give him shit. Like Brendan from Over and Out gives him more shit than anybody else for being an edge breaker. It's funny as fuck. Just because Marcos was all about it. But hey, there's some people out there who get their whole shin blasted with 3X's and then fucking 8 months later break.
Yeah.
So Marcos isn't one of them, so I can never give him too much shit.
You sell out, Marcos.
You sell out Marcos. I love Marcos. A lot of those guys from Detroit hardcore are fucking the best though. Like shout out Ground War, big deal. Rest in peace, Hush. Everybody loves Enemy of God. You got No End in Mind, which is fucking Spinebuster V2. No End in Mind is sick as fuck. Keep your eye out for their EP and their first show. I don't know if you listened to their single they released.
Yeah, I've been waiting for some more shit to drop. I don't know when though.
Austin Peters is a madman. Like everything he does is great. I'm pretty sure he's a normal now also, which they're not a hardcore band, but when it comes to
I do like
treat
that band though. They're fucking good. I like how it
Normal,
sounds. Oh yeah, dude.
that's oh yeah, they're I've been waiting since their first release for more music from them. Like
It's art. It's beautiful. I love it.
it's one of the softer bands I really appreciate. I've never gotten into pop punk.
It's more
I
vulnerable for sure. Like just to be
I
able to do that kind of music.
I missed the Title Fight wave. I never got into Citizen. Like all those bands, they're good. I respect them musically, but I've never really listened to them. But Normal, I listened to, and I was like, I like this. Like I could finger bang a chick in the back seat to this shit. So.
Yeah, for sure. That's some high school shit. I like it.
It's good though. But I appreciate all those guys. When I first was forming a band, they all were like super fucking supportive, and they've made me want to keep going on. And
Fuck yeah,
I'm
man.
excited. I get to play with Ground War September 17th at Kalamazoo at Papa Pete's Pizza. That's our first show.
At a pizza
And then
place. Oh, lucky you.
yeah, and then our second show for now, unless something else gets announced before then, is what is it, October 9th at the Sanctuary with Suffocate Fast or Let It Die. There's so many bands on that fucking D Block,
The
Enemy of
Alliance.
God, The Alliance. Enemy of God is gonna be absolute fucking chaos.
Yeah.
D
Fuck.
Block, like we
Fight
have
it out.
something. Yeah, fight it out. I can't believe I forgot to mention them. We have something special in our set for everybody above the age of 26. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but just know that first bell ring is gonna make every fucking old dude start beating the fuck out of people. Because every older guy I've mentioned it to is like, well, I guess you're gonna have to do it to him.
You start stretching now. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I told Jeff what we were doing, he's like, yeah, we used to play with that band back in the day, Let It Die did. So it's gonna be fucking great. And everybody in my band is about it, even though most of them never listened to them back in the day. I was like, I remember being fucking like 2008 watching videos of those dudes play in the middle of nowhere like Nebraska, and all these people are just like beating the fuck out of each other at a VFW hall, and I was like, this is that shit right here.
Fuck. You gotta stop
We were
talking
gonna,
about it because it's gonna come out of my mouth on accident. I don't
I
know
was
how to
saying,
edit this shit.
we were gonna do one of their songs that has a straight edge chant, but since three of my band members are too weak, no, I'm just kidding. But I don't want to do that's in our demo song. I'm like, this is for the straight edge, and I say fuck all my band members who aren't straight edge, and people love that so much. And then I did the same thing for our EP, but I made the list longer. But after listening to it a few times, I was like, I don't need to do it again. I set it on the demo. So I worked with Colin, and we just shortened it down. So it's like, this is for the straight edge. Do something with your life, cowards.
I think it's so funny.
Just the straight edge call out, like straight up. But that's everybody loved on the first demo. I was like, fuck DJ, fucking fuck Owen, fuck Randy, because they're all the people who weren't edge at the time. Randy was our previous drummer.
Okay.
So that's why you'll hear his name, but Damien drums for us now.
That's fucking funny.
I'm just excited to play our first show. Honestly, a lot of people seem to be pretty excited.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous to play the show at the Sanctuary that big.
It's probably like a big show.
For like our second show, I did some guest vocals for Enemy of God before to an almost sold out show, and that wasn't too bad. I got over it, but I'm like doing a whole set. I'm a little nervous, but whatever. It's what it is.
How long do you guys get to play for? Like 15 minutes?
Probably 15 minutes. Yeah, we have a couple different sets lengthed out because like we like our samples. We're pretty sample heavy. Like the opening of our set opens with a song sample, and then I'm not gonna do all of our songs with samples, but we have probably like 4 or 5 songs that have samples in them. Which is like one of our demo songs that has a fucking Sling Blade sample in it, which is like a fucking 40-second sample, so it all just adds up. So probably do like 10 to 15 minutes there.
Nice.
The guy from Guardrail told us we can play a 20-minute set in Kalamazoo if we want. So we're just seeing, we're just figuring it out.
Fix your microphone. I think you bumped your microphone.
That better?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just went a little quieter. All good.
Okay, yeah, but we're playing like a 20-minute set in Kalamazoo, I think, testing out some new music, see how it goes. It'll be a smaller show for sure.
Whoops.
I know. I was like, God damn it.
And a hole in your chin.
I was trying to like avoid the microphone. I just wasn't close enough at all. I was like, shit. I wonder if he saw that.
Yeah, for sure. No.
Fuck.
Here goes my dog. Come down here to ruin things. Hey, puppy. Um, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, your samples. What is? I don't know shit. So what is that long ass? Some like a Japanese fucking movie or something.
Oh,
Long. What's like a minute and a
yeah.
half?
Yeah. So that's our last song on our AP. It's from an anime called Fist of the North Star.
I
It's
never
it's
listened
an
to it again.
it's an older anime, and pretty much it's just like this guy fucking like just pretty much like obliterates people with like a touch of death, pretty much. And that's he's telling him, he's like, you were already dead, and the guy's like, what? Because he hasn't been hurt, and all of a sudden he just like explodes. But growing up, I loved it, and our guitarist DJ, he loves anime, so we went with that. And then our second song on that EP, there's the video game Dark Souls, and it's our more ambient song. That one, it starts with a Dark Souls sample of just the guy talking. Then our new song has a fucking quote. I think it's from The Equalizer. I think that's what it is with Denzel Washington. Yeah, it's the Denzel Washington, The Equalizer.
Can't wait to hear it.
I'm excited for it. And then like our set, we start off with a song from the Dayton Family.
Oh shit.
Yeah, shout out actually fucking Brendan from Over and Out, actually, because when I was looking for the best song for us to start with, he suggested that. He's always there with good advice, though. He's been around doing his thing forever. He knows what's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Brendan Over and Out. It looks like you have a tattoo similar to mine too. Mine's just a little different. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, the hand with the pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally have.
You mine's like a skeleton hand though.
Okay, yeah, this is like a pistol. It has like Casper coming out of the
Oh
barrel.
shit.
This is the smoke. Yeah,
I like it.
Shane Miller has done all of my tattoos. Like he's talented as fuck. He's young as fuck. I have like 6 or 7, and they're
Ooh,
all from him.
Casper. Oh, that's the toughest shit ever.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That's he posted this one, and I was like, I want it for my birthday. He's like, bet it's yours.
That's so sick.
Because he has his flash, but he doesn't like to do his flash repetitively on people, especially people that he's put more original art on. He tries to steer you away from just doing his off the wall flash, and he wants to give you something more unique if he's already done a bunch of like one-offs for you.
Yeah.
Like my shins, I have a matching like a cowboy and an Indian on each shin with like different weapons that have like 3 X's inside of the weapon. And they're like one-off, so I was pretty appreciative of that. And I got like a memorial tattoo for my buddy who died, and that was something I designed and he like drew up for me. So he's like, let's just keep it going. Like, let's keep your shit original.
Fuck yeah.
Like even like this one, you can see it too well, but this was like an off the wall one. There we go.
Okay.
And I wanted it off the flash wall, but he like changed it up quite a bit from what it was on the wall because he wanted it to be different on me.
Fuck it. I like flash and like easy work. You know, like I'm into more traditional shit. So I got, you know, like you see the snake and the dagger and
Oh yeah.
you know, the ship in the water, whatever the fuck. And but I got it from this guy Justin Tyler. He normally does Japanese shit. So you see like it's like a little twist of his Japanese shit like in it. So it's original to me, even though a lot of people have the same similar designs. But I like the way mine look. It has like fucking lightning and like clouds. It looks real spooky. Ooh.
Oh yeah. There's only so many traditional designs you can get before you have the same thing as somebody else.
Fuck yeah. 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 You know, I've seen, you know, it's like once you look at one on Instagram, you know, you click the little search, you see fucking 5,000 of them a day.
Oh yeah, very similar. But I mean, that's it's traditional style. So
yeah,
a lot of those guys, they'll have their own flair to it, but they're all starting with the same building blocks and building up from there. Excuse me. But there's a lot of folks involved in Detroit hardcore who are tattooed by Shane. because he's just talented as fuck and friendly. And a lot of people, like I know, like Barella has a bunch of stuff from him. Pretty sure Tristan has gone and been
Where's he
blasted
at?
by him. Right now, he is tattooing up of a place I believe called the Golden Lion Club in Clarkston.
Okay.
For a while, he was tattooing like right out of Flint, which was nice because it was like a 10-minute drive. And then he was in Milford, and now he's in Clarkston tattooing.
Nice. You know, there's something I wanted to tell you too. I was gonna tell you, you look like one of those kids who are on that show, Beyond Scared Straight, like one of those little badass kids who are like telling prison guards like to like suck their dick and stuff.
That's fucking funny.
Were you a kid growing up, or were you a good kid growing up? Or were you a bad kid? You look like you're a bad kid.
I was like, my grandma did everything she could make me straighten up and do good, but I was kind of a little piece of shit. You know, I like to have fun. I like to fuck around, find out. Pretty much, like I was just a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like looking back at some of the shit I did, like, oh shit, we had some shit go on with like my dad being crazy and shit. So my mom got like this little like 22 pistol from her friend, and she didn't want it anymore, so she gave it to me when I was like 15, 14 or 15. And like my friends would come over, and I straight pulled out my sock drawer and like pointed at him.
Oh
Be
my
like,
god.
guess it. I'd be like, guess if it's loaded or not.
Oh my god.
I got this little fucking Jennings like 22 pistol. I'm like, is it loaded? And they'd be like, dude, stop, it's not funny. And I would just find that
your
shit.
Head and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I just find that shit like funny as fuck, like stupid shit like that, like just being reckless.
Oh yeah. I
Like
mean,
just being a delinquent, really.
oh
Like,
yeah. Well,
I finally decided to
there's
grow
no
up.
supervision. There's no supervision get into anything.
Oh fuck no, that's why my grandma tried so hard, because like my parents were like, fuck it, do what you want, be who you want, run the streets.
Ugh.
My grandma was like, God damn it. She put up with a fucking lot, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah. Did you ever set
Honestly,
anything on fire?
yes. I used to I was just a stereotypical stupid fucking kid, like how far can I push the limits?
Oh yeah.
Like I remember one day when I was like 16, I was like stoned, and I noticed my pajama pants had a thing that said like fire retardant. And I was like, I wonder how fire retardant they are. So I sat there and kept like lighting them until like the leg lit on fire as I was wearing them. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me, dude? I was so stupid.
Yeah. I set my bedroom on fire, my entire fucking mattress, when I was like, you probably won't believe me, but it was back when my mom was still alive. She died when I was 3. But I set my room on fire when I was fucking 3 years old, dude. I burned down my whole
Oh
fucking
my god.
part of my house. I don't remember. I just have like one little flashback of just like me just like shutting the door and like running out, like my shit's on fire, you know?
Fuck. My dad, he used to buy like bulk knives and sell them at the gun and knife show in Flint. And I'd go in his room and like take them. Just be like, this is my knife now. And one day when I was probably like 8 or 9, I threatened to stab this fucking older kid. And I had a knife, and he like did not take it lightly. And he knew where I lived, so he went and told my mom, and she went in my room and found like 6 knives, and like my bed was all like stabbed up because I'd be like stabbing my bed just to see how it felt. Like stupid shit. Like I was that dumb kid. Like when my parents would be gone, I'd be like in my fucking parents' room, like finding my dad's like revolver, playing with it.
Oh yeah.
Like just dumb shit. Nowadays, like if I ever had a kid and caught him doing that, like yeah, I don't know what I would do. Like
it's scary. It's scary.
It's reckless to think about just how like little of a fuck I used to give.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really even grow up till I was like 24 though. Finally, I'm like, okay, I need to be an adult.
Yeah. Well, it's funny to think like back when I was, like a kid, I guess 8, 9, all the way up to like a teenager. Like I used to go in my dad's room every chance I got. Like if they left, I would just go in there and snoop and find his guns and like see like his stacks of money that he'd hide and shit. Like, I'll just look at it like, and to think that I'm slick, like think I'm hiding my shit from my 14-year-old son. Like I must be crazy. Like
oh I know.
He ain't going through my shit.
That's I remember one time I was going through my dad's my parents' room, and there's like 2 old computer cases in the closet because he built computers and shit. And like I knocked one over and like it opened up and there was probably like a fucking quarter pound of like chronic in there.
Nice.
And I was like 10 or so, and I'm like, that shit stank. And I just like put it away, not realizing like if I was older, I would have fucking been like handful of that shit. Like I look back at it, I'm like, they really didn't give a fuck in my household. Like,
Oh man.
but whatever.
Kids.
I'm doing good these days. That's funny though. You look like a kid off the Scared Straight program.
You do. You told like
I used to get
lifer to suck your dick. Like
I used to I used to get threatened with that shit though all the time. Like, we're gonna send you to military school.
Oh yeah.
Fucking God, there's like,
I think it's the
and,
red hair.
yeah, I know. That's like in Flint. Like my mom would always be like, you should be in juvie, like shit like that. Like fucking send you over to the Pasadena Playhouse. Fuck you. And I'm like, what did I do?
You're just existing, not knowing anything.
Yeah, like I'm like, what? This is just how I am. What's wrong with it?
Fuck. You don't have any kids, do you?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. You plan on having kids?
No, not at all.
It,
No interest ever.
It keeps some people, keeps them out of trouble. So that it keeps me from doing crazy shit, I think.
I always just say I'm too selfish with my time and my money to have a kid.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
I have
bad decisions.
I have limited free time and it's mine, and my cash is mine. I'm not fucking spending that shit on diapers and bottles. Like, nah, man, I'm buying fucking merch and bullets for my guns. Like, sorry, fucking non-existent kiddo. Like,
I'm buying 3D printers. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, like no, I've known that forever though. Like, nah, I ain't feeling the whole kids thing.
Right. Hey, yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, more power to people that have them. Like my buddy Shane, he just announced he's having twins and he has a son, and he's a great dad. Like,
nice.
fuck yeah, dude. Like, go him. But for me, if I found out I was gonna have twins, like, I'd be the 2-for-1 special Planned Parenthood. I was kidding.
Right? Yeah.
That's fucked up, but
no you get
joke.
A prize. You pull it out with the one try.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking lord.
It's fucked up.
That's funny though.
Shout out to abortions.
I just got a shirt that says "God bless abortions." I love it.
I love it.
Oh man,
good times. So, when do you think your new single will be out?
Well, I'm hoping. I'll probably get together all the social media stuff today. Post it tonight or tomorrow morning. I usually try to give like 4 days to a week after posting some kind of promo and shit, just to get people to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to keep kind of checking back. So hopefully, probably next Friday, I'm hoping it'll be out.
Good shit.
The only thing honestly we need for it to be released is for my buddy Travis to find a photo in his back catalog that matches the content of the song. Because he has so many fucking photos, like, and he's a busy guy. So when I told him, I was like, take your time, like, I don't expect, he films like multiple music videos every week for rap artists and shit in Flint. So it's like, I told him, like, take your time. I don't expect you to drop everything to help me out. But that's like what we're really waiting for, because we're pretty sure the mix is as good as it's going to get.
Good.
It's what it is. Like, it's not as good as our EP, but it's not awful. I hear a lot worse come from other bands, so I'm not gonna be too hard on myself for it.
No.
We did good with what we had.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not fucking Jamie Josta, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what it is.
We try.
Good, man. Well, I'm excited for the new shit. I love listening to Under the Knife, like Flint Town 810 fight music.
I know, that's like
fucking kill people. I can't wait.
That's like one of our band members. His little brother he's a little fuckstick, but he messaged me one day like, "You call yourself fight music, but you won't fight." Blah blah blah, and I'm like, you've literally only met me like 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm an adult now. Like, I, and I was like, dude, I'll like beat people's ass at shows. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you really want to fight, I guess like we can fight, but I'm an adult now. And he just like shut the fuck up, and he's like, you're just being something you're not. I'm like, dude, like
You're-
stick to the cocaine and fucking being crazy, I guess.
yeah,
It just
yeah.
cracks me up.
And you can just be a poser.
He was like, you guys are like Diet King 810. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a fucking fat Dave King, man. Look at me.
That's a compliment. He's beautiful.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Cool. Well, fuck that kid, and he can get his ass whipped. And
He just asked.
no. I'm gonna wrap this up though. It's 11 o'clock.
Holy shit. Bet.
Time flies, like
Okay.
Joe Rogan says. It's a fucking time warp.
It's a fucking time warp. All right, so anybody listen to this? Check out our fucking single coming out. Hopefully, when does this get released?
I'm gonna try to put it out probably Tuesday when people go back to work.
Tuesday. All right, so if this comes out Tuesday, check out Friday or Saturday Under the Knife on Bandcamp, Spotify. They won't upload my shit on Apple Music. I don't know why. Fuck Steve Jobs, that dead bastard. Doesn't matter anyways. You can find us though, like I said, Under the Knife Bandcamp, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. We are gonna have some more merch coming out soon. It's gonna be a second run of our first shirt. It's probably gonna be like a dark red on the charcoal shirt print instead of white on black. But it's gonna be the same hand holding a switchblade. We're gonna have CDs up for sale soon. You can most likely catch those either September 17th in Kalamazoo, and if we don't have them yet, we'll definitely have them on our table for fucking the Let It Die show. And hopefully something else will get announced pretty soon, as long as the bands line up. So you'll see us somewhere else.
Nice. Appreciate it,
Just
man. We can
waiting on
fucking
it.
do this again. I feel like we didn't even fucking get into anything hardly, and it just flew by.
That's why I'm like, just talking about fucking music and life. It goes by really fucking quick.
It does. It's a lot to
But
talk
I mean, I
about.
appreciate you having me on.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, just let me fucking know.
All right. Thanks again, man. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll give you another noogie as soon as I see you.
Oh, I know you will. All right.
No respect. Love you. Bye.
See you, man. End meeting frog. Fuck out of my face.